All right, hey, thank you for coming back. Today we are going to make a special meal, guys. And yes, I do my shopping at HEB. They don't pay me for this just yet, but hopefully we'll get some sponsorship. We'll see. So, what I normally do is I go to the store and I grab sauce because I found if I try to duplicate sauces and just boil tomatoes and then make my sauce, for some reason it breaks me out. So I have to go with an alternative, and I decided to just use a sauce that's already pre-made. And this one is Michael's of Brooklyn. Fresh tomato basil. Really good sauce, no GMO, and it's organic. You can find this at HEB. Like I say, they don't pay me for this, but we're gonna give them some promotion, I guess, today. All right, so I've got two sauces here, two big jars of this good sauce. It's got tomato, fresh basil, fresh garlic, Italian, olive oil, salt, black pepper, fresh parsley, and nothing else. So because it has nothing else, we're gonna add to this sauce. So what I like to do is take this stock sauce, just a base sauce, and then add to it. Now, you might ask, what are we adding to it, Christian? Well, that's a good idea. Let's unveil the goodness. All right, we're gonna add some mushrooms in there. We're going to add, I've got some fresh, anybody know what that is? Yep, you got it. You got it. It's kale. All right, so we got some kale we're going to use. And then I've also, there's a light greens, got a little cilantro in there, guys. All right, and gonna have some green onions. So we got green onions. So we got quite a bit of chopping today to do, but we got some talking to do. I want to catch you guys up with some of the stuff I've been doing. It's actually been really, really fun. God is just really blessing my life, and I am just overwhelmed with His ability to stay consistent in His blessings. I don't know, not that I expected less, I'm just overwhelmed with the ability to do so much, and I'm thankful. So, I've also got some red onions, so we're gonna catch up a little bit today on this, guys. And then I got me a snack. Okay, so here is a secret. You can eat healthy and it tastes good for a good snack. I found these are yogurt pretzels. Once again, HEB. They're covered with yogurt and it's a pretzel. If you guys know, pretzels are really good for you because they're more complex carbohydrate than they are simple carbohydrate, as well as yogurt's good for you because it's good for your stomach and your biome or your bacteria. Keep your bacteria good in your stomach. So I got some of those. That's my snack for later. I'm gonna put that over there. All right, now I like to buy the Central Market spaghetti. You guys, it is really, really good. And it also is wheat based. Let's see. Ingredients: organic drum wheat. May contain traces of soy. If you don't like soy, don't use this product. But it's distributed by HEB Central Market. So I guess they're all one company, you guys. They do really, really well. Like, I really like these noodles better than, those little noodles you get at the store. So we've got some of those, and then we've got, I like to just buy this little trio of bell peppers. We get some red, green, and yellow together. We're going to cut those up, and then we're going to make this all happen. Now, I'm going to show you a secret so that your sauce isn't full of vegetables. I'll show you how to do that. No, we're not going to strain them out. Shh. Tell them. All right, and today I'm using turkey. Okay, the reason I use turkey, I'm just using a standard Genio turkey. And the reason I use turkey is because beef is so heavy on your stomach. There's a lot of calories. And of course, I can get the higher end beefs, but I found that if I just do a little turkey and then do another lean meat, I'm going to share that with you in a minute. It tastes really, really good. And I don't have to worry about all of the calories. I've got less fat, less calories. And I've got some really fresh ingredients that I'm adding to a basic sauce. So I'm going to get all the nutrients of all of these vegetables as well as the sauce. Because if not, I'm just going to get the sauce It's going to taste good, but it's not going to be really nutritious. And we got to remember when we're cooking food, especially if you're cooking for a household, you are guiding the health of the house. Like you're either making people more healthy or you're making them ill. So you have to think about that when you're cooking. So your food should be more of like a tonic, like a, a meal that's gonna heal the body. So I know with kale and with cilantro and with some good green onions and mushrooms, I'm gonna heal my body with these because all of these do different things in my body. They supply my body with different minerals so that my body can rejuvenate itself and stay strong and give me the energy I need to produce these shows, do my other businesses, and just basic blinking my eyes and digestion, right? So make sure when you're cooking that you're not just chalking the meal full of bad stuff to make it taste good, because in return, you're going to make the people you're feeding the food to more ill. Okay. And it may not happen at once. Like, and I've heard people say, "Oh, I've been eating this all my life." And then all of a sudden they pop up with an illness. And then all of a sudden they pop up with something that's deadly or terminal and they end up dying because it's not that you eat this one time or you eat it for 10 years and it gives you a problem. It could be on a 15th year. So if you don't want problems tomorrow or you don't want problems down the line, this is what this is for. Eating better is for that. It's not for today. You're already with the food you have eaten for the last however many years old you are is already doing damage in your body. And in that case, you should seek some help for that. And if you don't know where to get help for that, go to my channel, Changelfe, where we talk about how to heal the body from different ailments or allow the body to heal itself. Because we're not healing the body, but we're aiding the body in healing itself with different types of Changelfe. Go take a look and then you'll see what all we're doing. All right, so this is going to be great. One more thing, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and then share this with somebody else. Because these meals are universal. Anybody can eat this stuff. Generally, I'm not using things that are high in, with that's going to bother other people's allergies. If you don't like wheat noodles, just get you a regular noodle that doesn't have wheat in it, and you're fine here. We don't have nuts. We don't have, this isn't seafood. So I've tried to create meals that multiple people can eat and not irritate their bodies and give them different allergies. So help me out. Share this channel. Just 3 people. Just pick 3. My mom, my sister, my cousin. Pick 3. My sister, my brother, my nephew. Pick 3. My pastor, my cousin, my coworker. Just pick 3 people. Send this out. It'll help greatly. And I want to keep producing content like this to bring it to you guys to help the community or the world, whichever God allows me to do, to be able to eat more healthy. Stick around just a little longer because I guarantee your family and your friends need you. All right, let's get to cooking. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is cut up some of these vegetables. Let's do that, and then we'll get the sauce going. So if you don't have a good cutting board, make sure you have a good cutting board. Always cut on a good cutting board that's going to supply you with what you need, or that hard enough surface so that you can cut well. And then always sharpen your knives. A sharp knife will go a long way. A dull knife, you got it, will ruin your day. I like to rhyme every now and then. I like to rhyme. I like to rap. I like to get down. All right, we got to get a knife going. So let me tell you about this house, you guys. So I bought this condo and we're working on it. We've been painting in there. We took the baseboards off. And now we are moving furniture in. And we're getting excited because it's getting close. I'm not done with the front room just yet. I still have a few more things to do. Some patchwork to do. I need to remember when cutting onions, don't get too far. Breathe through your mouth so you don't irritate your nasal glands and make yourself cry. Okay. So it's been a journey because, and I know you're wondering why I'm cutting them like this, because I'm going to show you why. We're not going to do things traditional stuff. This is a traditional meal, but we're not making this a traditional way. Okay, so we're painting. I'm loading stuff in. We're getting closer and closer. The other day, I put the refrigerator in, and I realized that once I put the refrigerator, brand new refrigerator, brand new, like still has a wrapping on it, and they sold it to me with the house for the condo. So I put the refrigerator into the kitchen, finally get it in there. After it's all painted up, turn it on, it works, plug it in, everything's great. I open the door, and it's too close to the wall to open the door. So we're gonna have to cut the wall out, or I'm gonna have to cut some granite countertops, and I don't want to do either one. So I don't know. I might just look at getting a different one. I would rather just use this one because it's a really nice refrigerator. But beggars can't be choosy. I'll take what you can. So I think what I'm going to do is just probably try to get another one. Because if I try to cut too much more stuff, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I can cut granite, you guys tell me, is it easy to cut granite? I've never tried to cut it. But you may have a husband or a male who's watching this and you know how to cut granite. I don't know how to cut granite, and I don't know that how easy that is. So we'll see. All right, we got some kale. We're gonna cut this up as well. All right, I'm gonna throw this away. Do you guys use this? Let me know. Should I not throw that away? I don't know. No, everything has nutrients in it. I do know that. All right, we're gonna put this in here as well. I'm gonna cover up them onions. They are for real. All right, I'm gonna cut this guy up. And I'm always told I don't cut this down far enough. So just for those of you who think that, we're gonna cut all of it. All right. I think that's good enough. All right. That over here. Get some cilantro. What's interesting is now that I'm not cutting onions, my eyes are burning. I think it is the green onion was more potent than the other ones. That's interesting. All right, we're gonna switch knives because I found with these guys, if I try to cut with that big knife, it can really become a mess. So I'm just gonna split this down the middle, break that over to the right, and then this guy, I could just take this, look at that, and cut right around. And if you're wondering, yeah, I'm throwing that on the floor. Right down to the floor. No, there's a trash can over there. There is a trash can. All right. And like I said, it really doesn't matter how you cut these up. We're just gonna cut them up enough so we can get them into a pot and then sear them real good. extract that flavor out of it. And then we're going to do something fun with it. All right, so more about this house. So putting it together, things are coming together. I'm staying up until, I don't know, I think 3 or 4 days this week. I was at the house until like 5, 6 in the morning. And then we're running jobs all day. So I'm waking up, running like a 5-man crew, and then shooting the show, and then moving again. So it has been hectic, but so much fun. You know, there's this old saying, as above, so below. Just trying to make it, just trying to get started. You know, you're staying up late hours, you're trying to figure out where to move to, and you know, trying to take off work at the same time and get everything done. If you got a family, then you got to manage kids and wife and all this stuff together, right? And then when you do, I guess you could say make it. I mean, I feel like I'm doing well. When you do make it and you're past all of that, right? Your kids are gone, your wives are gone, and you're making good money, and now it's time to start investing that money and do some other things. And I feel like this is my retirement, because I did like 20 years in corporate, and I said when I retire, I don't want to not work. I just want to work for myself. So this is more of my retirement. So we're like in the silver stages, or however you would call it. I mean, this is a great time, but I still have to do the things I did when I wasn't, when I had nothing, and I was just getting started. So as above, so below. Even though I'm here now, I still have to do the same thing, stay up late and get over there and get back here and hustle and bustle. And even though I technically don't have to do any of this, but I'm doing it because it furthers my career, it furthers my business, it furthers my knowledge, and it enhances my life. So I guess I really have to do it, but I don't have to do it. You know, like when you're just starting out, you got to do it. You don't have anything. You got to make it. Where I've already done all of that, and you know, I've got some great assets, family and friends, and I don't have to do any of it, but I need to do it because it continues to allow me to thrive and feel great and do great things and help other people and employ other people and make money and help in the community. So, you know, you think, you know, a lot of that stuff you did when you had no money and you had nothing, you know, was a waste, but it really wasn't at all. You end up having to do it again, even when you have money. Like I know people who have lots of money, way more than me, and they still they were staying at a hotel because they were waiting on their $3 million house to get renovated. You know, it's the same thing. If you don't have any money and you don't have a place to stay, you got to go stay in a hotel. Same concept, as above, so below. So never feel like what you're doing is a waste because you're just doing it under different circumstances. But believe it or not, everybody's got to do it. So take that to note. Like you're not the only one, and if you're having a struggle or ride with somebody else to work, or you don't have a place to stay and still figuring it out, or you found a place but it's not what you want, and now you have to go do all of these changes to it. Remember, as above, so below. Somebody else is doing that same thing and smiling about it. Happy for the opportunity to be able to bless other people, to be able to do this. Just excited about the opportunity. So it's been fun. It's definitely been eye-opening on a lot of ends. I'm learning a lot of new things. I'm putting to use some skills I haven't done in a while. I come from a family of painters, right? Now, I come from a musical family too. We got some singers and some musicians, but we also have we got some guys who got some amazing trades. Like I got painters in my family. We have mechanics in my family. Got sandblasters in my family. We've got engineers in my family. We got audio engineers in the family. We've got musicians in the family. We have singers in my family. Like I have a really large family. So I'm one of 17 cousins, one of 5 children. So it's a very fairly large family, and we have a great time. So at the same time, with doing all of this, I'm furthering my family experience and the skills that I learned from my family, and it's really been great. So we've got this cut up. I don't know if you can see in here. I just put everything in a bowl. We're gonna get this into a skillet, get it seared down, cooking. We're gonna get this meat going and get this pasta kicked off. So I'll see you at the stove. All right, and for the sauce, we're gonna put this in first. And remember, with spaghetti sauce, it gets everywhere. So if you're not careful, you'll have a kitchen full of spaghetti sauce. So take your time with these jars. Try not to sling them too much. If you do, just keep it below the surface and try not to throw it out because it's going to pop. And if this gets too hot, it's going to start bubbling and you'll get spaghetti sauce flying everywhere. And as we all know, spaghetti sauce stains. So be careful. All right, so what I've done, I put some filtered water in here, and I'm going to shake this up. All right, that oil is about ready right there. All right, so this is ready. We're going to start feeding some of these veggies in here. All right, and what I like to do is let that just cook down. I'm going to put the top on it. All right, and while that's cooking down, what I'm doing here is I put some water in here. I just got some filtered water. I don't use water off the tap for this. But I basically take it and I pour it into the jar. And this allows me to get all of that sauce. Because we don't want to waste any. Nada. Okay. So we're going to get this going. And we've got to get some seasonings in here. So we're going to grab some seasonings. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Some cloves. Let's get a little Szechuan. Get some rice wine vinegar. Just a tad bit of that good stuff. All right. Let me stir this because I hear it sizzling. And I want to make sure it doesn't do too much. You know, you gotta make sure food doesn't do too much. You don't want to do too much. All right, that's going to cook down some more. This is a non-stick pan, so it's not going to burn at the bottom. It's just going to cook it. I don't want to cook it too soft where I'm killing nutrients either. So I'm just going to make sure that we get it nice and sauteed. Just break open the flavor palette of those vegetables, and then we're going to dump them over in here. All right, before we do that though, we're going to get some ingredients going in here. I'm using my trusty measurements. Today we're going to use a tablespoon for most of our ingredients because we've got a lot of sauce that we need to season up, and we want to make sure it tastes really, really, really good. So in this case, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons. 1, 2. Actually, just make it 2 for right now. No, let's do 3. Let's do 3. Go with your first mind. So in life, I found you always go with your first mind. And normally that's your gut, right? Your gut is, some people call it a brain. It's a third brain or your first brain. Depends on how you look at it. But your gut feeling is generally right. Even over what you think in your head, your gut feeling is normally the most accurate. So we're going with the gut today. All right. 1 tablespoon, a tablespoon of some rice vinegar. We're going to do a tablespoon. We got some Cajun seasoning. Got to keep it Cajun, guys. That Louisiana Cajun seasoning. I do like Tony's Chachere's, in case you're wondering, why is he not using Tony's? It's really good as well. I just happen to have this Louisiana seasoning, and I need that Cajun flavor. That's the pallets that's in there. All right, for this guy, we're going to use just like 2 or 3 cloves. Let's just do 3. You don't want too much. It'll give it a more aromatic flavor. And then I've got my 5 spice, and this 5 spice has got anise, cinnamon, it's got cloves, it's got ginger. So we're gonna give this one 2, 2, 3. Okay. Don't want too much of that. And then we've got our Szechuan. We're gonna give this. It's got 11 turns. I counted 1, 1. It's a great number. Oh, look at these veggies. Cooking down nicely, you guys. Just breaking over those flavors. That's all we're doing. Just breaking them open. Okay, I'm going to turn this fire off and just let it sit on the fire. I'm going to keep it on the fire, but I'm going to let it cook and just cool. I needed to cook a little bit more, and I need I need that eye to go out because I don't need it at the moment. All right, remember, cook and clean. Keep your stove clean. There's no need to have stuff all over your stove and your countertops. Keep it nice and clean. All right. While this is warming, actually we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil. If you don't know about extra virgin olive oil, it's really good for your heart, lowering cholesterol. It's got a lot of great benefits. So just look it up. You'll find out. I chose to get the compressed. This is a first cold press olive oil. So I was told it's a little bit better for you, better for your digestive system. So we're going to add some of that. And then I've also got some red wine vinegar. So I'm going to add just a tablespoon of this. I don't want to have too much of a vinegar flavor, but these wine vinegars, you guys, really make your food taste amazing. So don't forget to use those. All right, let's rinse this off. All right, so we got the vegetables cooking, and then we've got our sauce going here. We also need, once these vegetables are done, we're going to transfer these vegetables over here, let them cook together, let those seasonings mend together, and then what we're going to do is get our meat going. And I'm going to show you a trick on how to make ground turkey, or if you choose to use ground beef, you can use ground beef. If you choose to use ground beef, I'm going to show you a way to make it ground up instead of having to chop it to death. Okay. All right, we're just stirring the sauce. Okay, so while stirring is good, I also like to do a little bit of a whisk because whisking just smooths things out a little bit. Like it. All right, we got those vegetables cooked down nicely. Now we're going to transfer them over here.
Let's go. Funky fresh, stir it up. Just so. We're grooving in the kitchen with a brand new mission.
All right, now we're going to stir this in together. We're going to get this all put together and see it's nice and thick and chunky. And I know you're thinking, this is way too chunky, but we're going to fix it. Don't worry. Don't you make no never mind. Don't worry. I'm going to show you a trick. We're still going to get all the nutrients, all of those vegetables seared perfectly together. Okay, so for the meat, what we're going to do, I'm going to use the same pan. I'm going to lace it up with some oil. Just cover that bottom really, really good. Just make sure you cover the whole top of your pan with oil. Right, and since the eye is still pretty hot, it's not going to take long. So I'm going to get this meat. All right, I'm just gonna pour that meat in there like that. And then what I'm gonna do is start just breaking it up.
Just cooking, we're living it up beyond the recipe. Fill your cup.
Like so. And I found as long as you like just kind of stir it and play with it, just flip it around, mash it. All right, just keep stirring this. Now if I let it just sit, it's gonna get in one big clump and then I'm gonna have to break it all up again. So if I just stir it, it won't have time to bind. Okay, let that sit for just a second. I'm gonna come over here and tend to this guy. And this is kind of boiling on me, so I'm going to turn it down. I don't need it that hot. That smells amazing already. All right, let's get back over to this meat. All right, and if you don't have one of these guys, let me tell you, it really changes up the way of cooking. I've got them, the large ones. I've even got some small ones. I've got medium size. You can clean that pot with their sauces. These are great for making sauces. So if you know the name of them, put it in the chat. I'm not sure of what the actual name is. Put it in the chat if you know. Let's talk about it. All right, you can already see how this meat is. It's already separating to be like small, ground up meat. And I just kind of take this and throw it across the side, just chop it while it's in the pan just a little. But you don't have to, because you can see like it's breaking up pretty good already. Got it's breaking up. So what I'm doing is pressing it against the pan to help it break, and then flip it. Turn this upside down to smash it down. And you can see we've got ground turkey. So if there's another way to do this, let me know. This is the way I found. I didn't watch this anywhere or take any class. I like to cook. So I feel like this proof is in the pudding. If you just start to cook some things, you'll figure out what's right and what's wrong. And I started cooking, I was maybe 12, 13, and one of 5 children. And my mom and dad used to work. My mom was working at the radio station or working at the church or working with my grandfather. And they would spend long hours. So sometimes we would just cook, get the meals going ourselves. And we took turns. Sometimes we would cook together. Sometimes we would cook separately. And, we just started cooking. And we started cooking so much we liked it. So we would just start cooking meals. Like, hey, what do you guys want today? We make some, pork steaks and mac and cheese, spaghetti macaroni and cheese. If my family is watching this, you guys know what I'm talking about. We'll make that spaghetti mac and cheese, or spaghetti and cheese. I call it spaghetti mac, but you make that spaghetti and cheese, you guys, it was amazing. All right, so I'm going to season this lightly because it's already going into some seasoning itself. So I'm just going to sprinkle a tablespoon of our seasoning. This is kind of like an allspice, but it's called Uncle Chris, if you're not familiar. Fiesta brand. Let's do 2. So if you're not familiar with this, you guys want to go pick it up. It's really, really good. All right, remember, always clean up behind yourself. It's not gonna burn. I already turned the eye off. I prepared. Remember that from the other show episode where we talked about preparing? You can prepare so that you don't have problems. All right, so I'm gonna take this and just maybe chop up any small chunks. But once it hits that meat, that sauce, it's gonna break up even more. All right, so that's good. We're gonna push this off to the side because remember, when you take food off of the eye, it stops cooking immediately. We're gonna give the sauce some love over here. I think I just spilled a little something. All right, sauce is good. What I'm going to do is take this off of the eye, and we're going to do something special with it. Okay, so I'm going to clean up my mess. What I'm doing is I put that sauce inside of some cold water. And what that's going to do is cool that sauce down for me. And then once that sauce cools down, we're going to put it into a blender and take all of those good ingredients and blend them all together. And it's going to be great. The benefit of that is whenever you blend vegetables, you don't lose the nutrients. The nutrients in the vegetables are still there, and because we didn't overcook them, we didn't cook out the nutrients. So we're still gonna get that nutrients. We're just gonna blend it all into a really, really smooth sauce and make that sauce pretty much a tonic, if you will. Like when you eat that sauce, it's going to bless your soul. And I have a special herb that I like to put into my sauce to make that even more powerful and more effective. I'll introduce that to you in just a minute, so just hang on. We're gonna get the sauce cooled, and then we're gonna pair up these two, add in a little bit of goodness, and you are going to be amazed. What we are going to do is put that sauce into the blender, and then I'm gonna transfer it over into this glass bowl, only because I don't like to put, the sauce is cooled off, but it's a little warm. And I don't want to put it in plastic because if you heat up plastic too much, it starts to break down in the food. I don't really want that. So I'm gonna put it, this is a hard plastic. It's not easy to break down, but I'm gonna blend it here, transfer it over here, and then we're gonna get those noodles prepared. All right, so I've got my sauce. And what I'm going to do is slowly just pour this into here. Try to be careful. We can see it's still a little warm. I'm gonna try not to make too much of a mess. Angle that pot. All right, so that's one. That's the first one. We'll get that one going. I'm gonna clean up my mess here. If you don't have these microfiber towels, you guys, you gotta get them. I mean, it makes cleaning up easy. Putting this right on the towel. And fold it in half. All right. So I've got my sauce in here. We'll lower that on there. Put that on there. Turn the booger on. It's gonna move up in setting. The higher I go, the more it's gonna be, the finer it gets. You can see it in there. Getting really thin, all those seasonings. That's great, you can see it. All right, and I just blend until that consistency is real smooth and all I see is seasoning. All right, so I'm gonna pop this out, take this off. If you want to know what kind of blender this is a Ninja professional blender. Look at that. Wow. That tastes great. All right, we're going to blend up the rest of this. All right, that's where we're getting all of those seasonings and all the nutrients from the seasoning. Get this back on. And we're going to go right to 3. It's not that much. All right, we got that all blended up nicely. Kind of like when you're blending this up, it's kind of like what we used to call ABC food. Anybody know what ABC means? Already been chewed. It's like the blender's chewing it up for us, and now it's just good seasoning. All right, so this season is pretty much ready to go. I mean, when I tell you it is ready, like, let me see. What can we use here? Let's use this guy. Yeah, that sauce is. See how thin it is? So. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, just sparks up your jaws. Just beautiful. So the good thing about the sauce is it's going to pair nicely with the noodles. It's going to just wrap around those noodles. We still got all of those vegetables in here. Wow, that's good. We still got all of the vegetables in here, and we haven't lost the nutrients because we haven't overcooked them and we didn't strain them out. And this bowl isn't really hot at all. I can pick it up, it's not hot. Because I let it cool down. Cool down instructions, as you can see, what I did was I put it into the sink and I just ran cold water around my pot. Now you can do that, or you can put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for a minute. I found that works out really quickly, especially if you're not really concerned about wasting a lot of water. You just fill up the sink and just let it sit in there and then stir it to make sure all of the sauce is hitting the outer cool surface and cools down instantly. Doesn't take very long. As you see, probably took about 10 minutes. Of course, with the video, I sped this up, but It didn't really take that long at all. All right, we're gonna get these noodles going and get this all put together. All right, we've got some smoke going here. We got some steam. Look at that. Oh yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna put our noodles in there. Now I'm going to, of course, gotta have some extra virgin olive oil, some like half a cup, not too much there. And then what we're gonna do is put our noodles in there. Now I like to season my water just so that my noodles have a little seasoning in them. So I'm just gonna sprinkle right across the top, maybe a teaspoon. Maybe 1 tablespoon, two at the most. Remember, if you oversalt it just a little bit with the seasoning, it infuses that seasoning into the noodles, and then your sauce has seasoning, your meat has seasoning, your noodles have seasoning, and you've got seasoning all the way through that bite. So every time a person takes a bite of the meal, they're just going to get a mouthful of goodness. Now, noodles are a little bland by default, so it's not going to hold all that seasoning. So the seasoning from the sauce and the meat are going to help pair and bring that flavor to life. All right, so we've got our water going. We've got our seasoning in our water. We've got oil in our water. We're going to close our cabinet and get the noodles. All right, I've got noodles here and got some nifty scissors. All right, I'm going to cut this. I don't want to cut the noodles. Sounds like I'm cutting noodles. Okay, I'm going to rip that top off. All right, and for my noodles, what I like to do is just lay them into the pot. I'm going to put the curved side up and just spread them out a little bit so that they're not all clumped together. Just like so. Now, some people break their noodles. I don't typically like to break them only because I like to spin it on my fork, and if they're broken, you don't get like a full spin. So I like to get the full spin on my fork. But if you don't want to do that, you can break them up. Some people break them in 3 different sections. I like to just have one and just let it cook down into the pot. And it's really going to be an amazing dish. All right, now while we were waiting on this sauce, I realized I had some sausage, and I had this deer sausage. I just put it in here on top of the meat just so that it can warm up a little bit. As you can see, yeah, it's nice and warm. And what I'm going to do is put it all together and cook the sausage with the turkey. And that sausage is another very lean meat that people don't think about. It's a deer sausage, and that deer sausage is lean. Doesn't have the carcinogens as pork does. It doesn't weigh heavy on you like pork or beef, and it's really, really tasty. So it's gonna just switch up this dish just a little bit. So I encourage you, try different meats. There's a lot of conversation about meats, but you've got so many different types. You've got deer, you've got turkey, you've got, some people use ostrich, some people use bison, goat. There's so many different meats. Lamb. You can get so many different types of meat. You can grind it all. You can get it ground, and you can use it as well. Sometimes I use lamb instead of turkey, which makes for another good dish. So instead of just doing away with meat, try different meats, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've done away with meat, and it's not the best situation. And even if you do your research scientifically, there are some pros and cons to doing that. So if you decide to do something like that, make sure you do your research. Just do your research. Do your research. All right. So we're going to let these are cooking down in there. As you can see, I'm just going to help give them a little push. And they're going to boil on down in there. And with your noodles, you want to stir those as well, because you don't want them to clump together and then sit at the bottom. If they do, they will burn at the bottom of the pot, so you have to be careful. Just stir them every now and then, keep them broken up, and then once they're done, we're gonna get everything put together. This, guys, it's gonna taste amazing. I don't know if you tasted your sauce yet. If you're cooking with me, if you tasted that sauce is amazing right now. Mine is absolutely perfect. So we're gonna let this boil and get everything put together. All right, while we've got some time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I know everybody always puts it together, but like the video because it's very important. It helps the algorithm. If you comment on the video, the comments are even more beneficial because they allow the algorithm to know, hey, there's conversation going on and people actually like what's going on and we're chatting. I will reply to your comments as well. Let me know what you think about the show, what you think about the meals, if you've tried any of them before. If you cooked these meals before and cooked them this way, I want to know. Or if you cooked them and you never thought of adding this stuff, let me know that as well. I like to converse and go back and forth because I want to continue to do content like this so that we have a space to chat and talk. And I've got a lot of projects going on, and I want to make sure that we communicate and work together and build a little community around food, good health, and just good community. Now, if you have not bought my book yet, the link is in the description. Go and get that book. We've got these meals in there. We've got other meals in there that are really, really good. The catfish is a good one if you like catfish. Of course, that brisket was amazing when we did that. We did some nachos. We did lobster tail, some dirty rice. We did some, so many good meals on there, you guys. Go get the cookbook. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. And you're helping a little blessed soul like myself. Just keep doing great content and making some money, helping people out. That is my goal in life. So I've got a demo of the book. This is just a demo of the book. My first draft. It came together really, really well. It's going to come in a hardback. It's not going to be in this soft spiral. I did that because it was cheaper for a demo, but I just kind of want to introduce it to you so that you know it's real deal. It's already put together, and it is. You guys, I got some good stuff. We got the Cajun shrimp pasta. That was a good meal. We did that one in there. Garlic mashed potatoes and salmon. That was a really good one. Guys, there's some really cool stuff in here. I mean, really, really good meals. Oh, the beef and shrimp fried rice. Got to get a load of that one. Yeah, and we use that brisket beef. So after the brisket, you guys, if you got brisket left, if you made some brisket and you got some left, don't throw it away. Or we got like a little small little chunk. You can do some great things with that brisket. Yeah, and it's catfish. Look at that catfish, you guys. Go get this book, please. Go get it. You will not be disappointed. Okay, let's stir these noodles. All right, remember when stirring noodles, you want to use something plastic or wood. Metal is going to break your noodles up. So you don't want to destroy the integrity of the noodle. I'll let that boil. I'm going to put this top on here. Because when you put a top on a pot while the food is cooking, it allows that heat to stay into the pot and just go back deeper into the pot so that the food cooks all the way through from the inside to the outside. Other than that, the heat just cooks from the bottom to the top, it escapes, and it just keeps going. So it could take longer for the food to cook or for it all to be cooked at the same temperature. This helps, but you have to remember, if you put it over boiling water, you have to leave a side of it off because otherwise it will boil over. So you don't want that. It happens. If it does, just take it off the eye, clean off around it, and then, because generally the water will bubble up and move to the sides of the eye of the stove. So you do not want to wipe the eye of the stove. Where that burner is, you do not want to wipe that burner. Wipe all around it, and everything else will move to the side. If you do need to scrape something off of it, you can use a knife. If you do need to wipe it and clean it, turn it off, let it cool, scrape it, clean it, then turn it back on. Because if you wipe a burner and it's hot, it's going to burn your rag up and it's going to stick to the surface. It can get really, really, really messy depending on what's in there. Some of these towels have plastics in them and it's hard to scrape off and it can just really ruin some things. So take heed to that little tip. All right, we're looking good in here. I'm just checking to see how high it's boiling. And it didn't get too high. I just don't want it to boil over, so I'm going to be very, very careful. All right, let's give this another stir. Remember, you want to stir your food. Even if you over stir it, that's fine. You just don't want it to stick. You don't want to ruin the dish. And I found it doesn't take long. I mean, something can be almost ready and you can walk away from it, and in 10 minutes it's ready, and you took 15 and now it's burned. Or it's burned all the water out of the pot, and then you got your noodles sticking to the pot. I'll tell you a secret though. If for some reason you're making sauce, or you put all the spaghetti together and it does actually burn, you can do what we did with the sauce, like put it into some cold water, and that cold water somehow is scientific, I don't know, but it removes that scorched or that burned taste from the food. So you don't have to throw away the pot. Just make sure when you pour it out, you don't scrape the bottom portion and put that burn part into the sauce. Just pour it all off, and whatever's stuck at the bottom, throw it away. Just discard it. But if you submerge it into cold water, just about halfway to the pot, maybe 3/4 of the way, it will take that burn taste out of the meat or the sauce or whatever you're cooking. So in case that happens, if it's noodles, the noodles are just going to stick to the bottom. You can just pull off what you can, and the rest will just kind of be stringy. Then you can put some soap in there, some Dawn or something. And that, of course, cuts grease right out of the way. So it will seep underneath it and then detach it from the bottom of the pot, and eventually you can just pour it all out and put it down in the garbage disposal, and then you just scrape your pot. I generally get a Brillo pad or some type of what do they call those? It's Brillo, or you can get like a little scrubber that's made out of that really, really coarse material. Can't think of the name of it right now, but just get something like that to scrub your pot at the bottom, and you'll be fine. All right, we're still boiling here. We're going to stir one more time since we're standing here. And I got you guys hanging out with me today. I'm glad you came back to the channel. I really appreciate all of the viewers. You know, when I started this channel, I wasn't sure how it was going to work. Well, I still don't know where it's going to go, but I do know I'm doing what I love, and hopefully I'm inspiring people to do what they love to do. Or if you don't love to do it, you may find that you love to do it. So it's been a real good success. I've had a lot of really good compliments, and on the food, like a lot of the times I'll cook the food and just give it away, and then people are like, this was amazing. So I know it's helping people even right now, and this episode may not have aired yet, but the people who just know that I'm doing it or experiencing the food are really, really enjoying it, and we're getting some really great feedback. So I thank you for continuing to come back, watch new episodes. If you haven't hit that notifications bell, hit that bell, because that way you get notified on every single episode. So if you missed this episode and you're just now catching it and it's weeks old, it's because you don't have that bell notification. So get that, click the bell, and then click all, and all will allow you to get notifications for every time we put videos on this channel. So we're going to do about 10 episodes this time, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back and do some more. So just stay tuned with us. I'm just going to keep continuing to grow and build this channel, along with my fitness and wellness company, Changelfe. I'm trying to make it all work together so that, you know, we're getting people fit and healthy. And then after you get healthy, now you know how to cook healthy. And because this is what got you into an unhealthy state, we're going to change this aspect of it, right? We're going to change the problem. And we'll give you solutions on the other end, but we've got to change the problem. Otherwise, if you lose the weight and you do all the personal training and you do all of the, you know, the consultations and the herbal supplements, if you do all of that and you go back to eating bad food, you've wasted your time. You've wasted my time. And I don't like to waste time, and I don't like to waste your time. So work together on this and make your life better and help me help you. All right, let's check these noodles one more time. So noodles, I like to make them what's called al dente. Al dente means that the noodle is close to being done, but it's not fully done. Like you can You bite into it and it's like, oh, that noodle needs to cook just a little bit more. Not a lot more. If it needs to cook a lot more, let it cook. But if this needs to be cooked a little bit more, you can go ahead and strain it, because once we put the sauce and the meats together, it's all going to cook more. So if the noodles are perfectly ready when you start, by the time you finish, they're going to be so soft and soggy and broken up. The meal's not going to be good. So make them al dente, just really close to being done, and then add them to your sauce. All right. I feel like we're getting close here. We're gonna do a test. Can I get one? Let's see. There we go. Drop that in there. And then just pick it up. They're not bad. It's pretty close. But what I'm gonna do is just leave it on the stove to turn the eye off. And that way it'll cook until I need it to cook, and then it's gonna stop. It's not gonna cook past that. All right, and then once we do that, we're going to strain this off and then put these all together. You're in for a treat. Remember, if you haven't shared this video, share with at least 3 people. You just need 3. 3 people will help this channel tremendously, because if 5 people do 3 people, that's 15 people that have seen this video that would not have seen it before. And that helps tremendously. It helps in the algorithm. It helps with getting the word out, and it helps me promote the channel. So I am nothing without you. So if you wouldn't mind, click that share button. We've got some time. We've got some food that's still, these noodles are still going. You got time to go ahead and click that share button. Send it to who you need to send it to. Come right back. We'll be right here. All right, the noodles are dying down. I see the smoke going down. Going down. We're gonna give them another turn. I can see that seasoning all in that pot. I'm sure you can see it there too. See those noodles there? They're pretty ready. Al dente ready. All right, I think I've got enough room in this pot to put the sauce in here and then put vegetables and meat, and maybe it'll come to the top a little bit. I'm not going to use all of this. So in case you're wondering, I made a lot of sauce and I made a lot of meat. I like to make enough for the next time, because whenever you make sauces and meats, as it sets, the seasoning seeps in just a little bit more. And because of that, it tastes better. So what I'd like to do is take the same jar that I would use to initially and just put it back into the jar. So and then store it, and I can, from there I can either freeze it or just put it in a refrigerator. If you put it into an airtight container, it'll stay in the refrigerator for quite a while. And if you freeze it, put it in a freezer bag. Of course, let this cool. Put it in a freezer bag and lay it out flat. It'll be like the width of the shelf. It doesn't take up much room, and you can just freeze it. I like to do that as well. Currently, my freezer is full, so I'm just going to use a jar, because I might make this again very soon, or I can use it for a later date. So just word to the wise: if you make too much, store it. Don't throw it away. It's really, really good to use the second time. Even this meal, I might not even eat this tonight. I might just put it up and then eat it the next day, because when you eat food the next day, it actually tastes better. Just FYI. So if you got you want to just woo the crowd a little bit more after you brine your stuff and you get it all cooked, then don't put it all together. Like, for instance, in this case, if I had some family coming tomorrow and I wanted to woo them, I would just not do the noodles, put all of this up and put it in the refrigerator so that's nice and cool. And then once, I knew everybody's on the way, maybe like an hour out, take everything out, warm it up, then make my noodles, and then put it all together. And I'm telling you, it's mind blowing. People love good food. So why not give it to them? Why not? I'm not a fan of making anyone suffer. All right, I'm going to strain this off so we can get this all put together. Oops. I'm just going to take some meat over here. If you're wondering, why am I adding meat first? There's really no rhyme or reason. If anything, I like to get the sauce on everything. Make sure those are all broken up. But I think you can probably do it either way, and it's going to work just fine.
Funky fresh, just so. We're grooving in the kitchen with a brand new mission.
I like a lot of meat. We're gonna pack it full of that turkey. Save some of that deer sausage, but some of it can go. All right, so we have that in there. And now let's get some sauce. Remember, be careful with this sauce because it splashes everywhere. I'm going to just stir this together, just like so. Gonna pick those noodles up so that sauce gets all the way in there. Remember, watch for that splash because it does splash quite a bit. And once I pick this up and I see all of that juice in there all the way through, I know it'll good. Go. I hear people in the audience, more sauce, more sauce. Maybe it's just me. All right, so I'm working this in. It's gonna look like it's too much sauce when you first get it going and mix it all in there. It's gonna look like, why so much sauce? But once it actually sits, the noodles absorb the sauce. And when all that sauce gets absorbed, there's gonna be less sauce in the pan, and it's gonna just stick to those noodles and be perfect. Huh? Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna let that sit. And like I said, let everything just kind of bind together. I'm going to put a top on it because I don't want to lose all of my sauce. If I leave the top off of it, it'll drain all the way out, and then it'll just be noodles and meat, and it's not as good. I want a little bit of sauce in there, but I want a lot of it to be absorbed. So I'm gonna leave room for both. Cover the top. Remember, whenever you don't cover the top, water evaporates out of the sauce, and it can make things dry out. So make sure you definitely do that. All right, and then for this, what I'm going to do is put it. I have a little strainer here. Let's see how this works, guys. For some fun. Remember, always clean up your mess. Just clean it up if you spill something. Okay. You can put a little more in there.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So now I can bottle that and make that Christian sauce. Now, if you don't know, I found that a lot of restaurants and even big companies use other products and then doctor it up and then resell it. So I really could sell that as my own sauce, but I tell you what, you can use it too. And we're also going to get it in that cookbook. So I have a little bit more sauce here. I don't really have a big jar to put it in or smaller jar to put it in. So I think what I'm going to do with that is just put it in like a plastic bag, like a larger plastic bag, like a quart. So roll, if you ever put sauce in a Ziploc, roll the top of it back. And that way, if you get sauce on the edges, it's on the edge of the inside of the bag. Because if not, if you do it and you get sauce on the top, it's hard to seal it and it gets real messy. So do it this way, and then these new bags will sit up by themselves. So you almost don't even need like a harder surface to put it in. It'll just, if you just pour it right, it'll just go right into the bag. Don't be too anxious about anything. Take your time. All right, and remember with sauce, you always want to wipe it while it's wet, because if you don't and it dries, between spaghetti sauce and ketchup, anything tomato based, like if it dries, it is very difficult to get off. So do it while it's hot. All right, or while it's wet. I'm going to store this, and then if I have something, like sometimes I'll use this for if I make an omelet, I may just put a little bit on top of my omelet. Or sometimes I've actually made catfish dish, and I'll do catfish over the stove and then add some of this sauce in there, and beautiful. So reuse your sauce. You don't have to just use it for one thing. Use it for multiple things. So we've got that put up. Now I'm going to put my meat up, and I don't feel like I have a whole lot of meat left, so I'm going to try to get it all in here. If you use a spoon that has the holes in the bottom, it won't catch. There's a lot of sauce in there. There's a lot of sauce in there. I'm just gonna go around it. Do it this way. All right, so now we've got a little bit of sauce left in here. If I wanted to, I could just pour it in here, but it's probably gonna make it just a little too saucy. So I'm going to leave it here for now and then check my sauce and see if for some reason I feel like it's absorbed too much. Oh no, that's perfect. Look at that. Oh, that's just delicious looking. Okay, no, that's a great consistency. Now I'm going to leave that top off, let a little bit more air out, let some of that sauce evaporate out. That tastes really good. Let that sauce evaporate out and stick more to those noodles. Give it a few minutes, and we'll put it all together. Put it on a plate. See what it tastes like. All right, we've got some spaghetti ready, and I'm going to prepare us some spaghetti. Let's give it a try. We're going to give this a try. I've got my extra sauce here. I've got my meat put up, my sauce, some more sauce here. That's going to be for my other meal tomorrow. I think we're going to do some catfish with that. So stay tuned for our next episode. So yeah, we've got our spaghetti here. I've got some nice medallions of deer sausage. I like to call it that. It's just a small circle. All right, I'm just going to try the noodles themselves first. Like I said, I like to twist these noodles and see how that just twists right up. And just roll it right up on the fork, like so. Oh, that's good. Real good, really creamy. I mean, it is. Wow. And the thing is, I can still taste all of those vegetables that I ground up. I can taste the cilantro. I can taste the mushrooms. I can taste it, but it's not chunky. And the deer sausage has a whole nother flavor. Not too gamey. Very lean. Spiced well. That's delicious. Well, remember to share this. 3 people. Like it. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this idea, this recipe. Let me know if you try it, if you're gonna try it. Even if you try it, come back to the video and then comment. It's okay. It's here forever. So I'll comment. I'll reply back. I love to talk to you. I love to see you on the next episode and Beyond the Recipe. God bless.